Hey everyone, it's Katie Farner, Superstar Director for the Sunshine State Superstars. You have caught video 3 in my Leap to Lead series. So far you have identified your why, which is why you're here. You've identified your blind spots, which hopefully throughout the course of these last few days, you have been noticing these opportunities for growth. When you have that moment come on and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. That makes me feel uncomfortable. But you say, you know what? I'm busting my excuses this month. I promised Katie I would. And you're busting through those excuses and you're making things happen, whether they scare you or not. And you have shifted your mindset from treating this like a business, but possibly, maybe you were, to treating it, I'm sorry. You've shifted your mindset from maybe treating it like a hobby, you might have been, maybe you weren't, to treating it like a business and having a CEO mentality. And we've talked about the requirements to promote to lead consultant. So in this video, we are going to talk about networking. You can't be in network marketing without networking. It's kind of critical to your success. So of course, it was one of the first things I really wanted to talk about. Over the last 8 years that I have been in business, I have found that networking needs to be our #1 priority every single month. One of the things you've probably heard if you've watched some of our training videos in the past is I say every month your #1 priority has got to be meeting new people. And it's something that still to this day I preach constantly. Networking is super important. When you get started, whether you started a week ago, 6 months ago, 6 years ago, however long you joined our team, however long ago you joined our team, you started with your list of 100, hopefully. But if you didn't, that's okay, because we're going to do it over now. You started with your list of 100. And when you created that list of 100, maybe you had 30 names, 20 names, 100 names. I don't know how many names you had, but however many names you had, you might have thought, hey, I feel pretty good about this list. This list could sustain me for a while. Maybe it could sustain you for a little while, but it's definitely not a place you can stay. A lot of consultants have this misconception that no matter how small or big their network is when they join, they seem to think that that network can sustain their business for years. And I'm here to tell you, it's not true. It's not true. You have got to grow your network. Whether you had at least 100 names on that list of 100 or you had 3, it doesn't matter. You've got to grow beyond your network. They won't sustain you. But what a lot of people don't realize is that your list of 100 is a networking opportunity like no other. Your list of 100 is comprised of businesses, people that can help you meet new people. That's the whole point of your list of 100. You can't look at your list of 100 with short-term thinking. Short-term thinking says, okay, I can sell to this person, and this person will probably get some wax, and I don't think this person has any warmers yet, so I can probably sell to them. That's short-term thinking. Long-term thinking is this. Oh, this person is a teacher at Windy Hill Middle School. I'm going to talk to her about possibly getting a fundraiser. And oh, this person works at a doctor's office. I'm going to talk to her about a bag party at her office. And oh, this person's husband's a realtor. I'm going to talk to her about closing gifts. And oh, this person, is selling such and such product. She's with such and such direct selling company. I'm going to talk to her about vendor events. That is long-term thinking, my friends. Long-term thinking is identifying opportunities to meet new people through that one connection. That one connection, that one name on line 3 of your paper could make you have 10 new customers, 15 new customers, 100 new customers, depending on what you're approaching them about. But so many people don't realize this. Just today, I was on the phone with a potential new teammate, and I was sharing a lot of this information with her and how I would help her do this when she joins. And she was like, oh my gosh, I never would have thought of that. I never would have thought of these things. It's so normal. So don't sit there and beat yourself up right now and say, why did I never think of that? That is why you're here, right? You're here to learn how to grow. So, what I want you to do this week is or not this week, but after watching this video, your challenge is going to be to create your list of 100. Not just to create it, but to dive into it, which is what we're going to talk about now. When you're creating this list of 100, gosh, I hate calling it list of 100. We'll just call it list. When you're creating this list, I want you to not just think about people and not just think about your best friends, not just think about your close family. I want you to think of your acquaintances. I want you to think of your significant other's coworkers. I want you to think of your coworkers. I want you to think of past coworkers that you maybe had, fairly good relationships with. Friends on social media. I want you to think about neighbors. I want you to think about businesses that you go to at least once a year, right? Like your doctor's office, your OB's office, your chiropractor's office, your lawyer, hair salon, nail salon, businesses in which you are giving them business, right? There should be some give and take there, and that's what you're going to pursue. So let your list reflect not only your friends and your family, but your acquaintances, your coworkers and businesses, clubs or organizations that your children might be a part of, or you might be a part of, or your spouse. Think about those as well, not just individuals. So take some time on this list. Show this list to someone you're close to. Have them look it over and say, hey, am I forgetting somebody? Ask them to review it. Once you feel good about your list, once you feel confident that you have not forgotten anybody, you've gone through your phone, you've gone through your Facebook page, like you're thorough and made sure you haven't forgotten anybody, then I want you to move on to the next phase. The next phase is going to be identifying your opportunities. So maybe when you write your list, it's important to leave a little bit of space under each name. So in your notebook, I want you to flip to the next page, and that's where you're going to start on the blank page of your notebook. No matter how big or small, it doesn't matter. It can be a small notebook or a big one like this, whatever you've got works. And I want you to start writing your list of 100 on that. So make sure that you give yourself some space for your notes. All right, so what are the things you're looking for? I already mentioned businesses, things like that. So you are looking for opportunities for growth through parties, whether these are Facebook parties because someone's distant, or bag parties because someone's distant or doesn't want to do an in-home party, home parties, event opportunities that you find through people who are connected in the community or other direct selling consultants. You are looking for fundraiser opportunities through nonprofit organizations that maybe some of your friends are connected with, through clubs, through groups, any organizations, schools, any organizations that do fundraisers. You're looking for realtors. You're looking for business owners. These are the things you're looking for. So as you're going down your list and you're looking at each person, like take my Aunt Pam, for example. My Aunt Pam works at a daycare, right? I could approach my Aunt Pam and say, hey, Aunt Pam, I know you work at such and such daycare, and I thought that maybe there would be an opportunity for me to help the daycare through a fundraiser. Does the company ever do fundraisers? How simple was that? I could send her a text message. I could call her. I could ask her in person, or I could send her a voice memo, which is one of my favorite ways to communicate. One-on-one, you're going to reach out to each of these people and you are going to ask them what you've written down in your notes. Or, hey, Molly, I know Tom's a realtor. What does Tom do for his closing gifts? It's as simple as that. Ask the question. Or, hey, Lauren, I hope everything's going great. How's the real estate business? I was curious, what do you do for closing gifts? Or, hey, Kimberly, I know Scotty's in the choir at the high school. Do they do fundraisers? Once you start looking for the opportunities for fundraisers, you'll see You have limitless leads. You'll see you have a ton of leads when you really start thinking about this, okay? Doctor's office you go to. Go in there with one of your warmers. Gosh, when I first got started, there were periods of time where I had no warmers in my house because I was loaning them out. I'd rather have a loaner warmer out there than have that warmer in my house. Because if I've got a loaner warmer out there, I know that I'm introducing Scentsy to someone who is not going to want that warmer to leave. So loan warmers out to businesses, right? Like, so you're going down your list and I'm like, oh, okay, Dr. Ogden. I'm going to go to Dr. Ogden this week. Go in his office, ask to speak to the office manager or ask to speak to the doctor if you have a good, decent relationship with him and say, hey, I don't have an appointment today, but I wanted to pop in because I was thinking of y'all and I wanted to loan you this warmer to enjoy for a week or two and give you some wax to check it out, see what y'all think. I just started selling it and I'm really looking for people's feedback on the product. Would you be willing to try it out for a couple weeks and give me some feedback? People love giving their opinions. So if you put it out there and say, hey, I'd love to loan this to you and get your feedback on this product that I'm selling. People are like going to jump on that opportunity, right? Oh, I get to use this for free. And you could even say, hey, if a couple of you girls want to take a turn taking it home one night, like you're welcome to do that too. It's worth the risk. It's worth the risk that one of them drops it and breaks it, or it's worth the risk that, one of them loses it, which has never happened to me. Those things have never happened to me. But yeah, it could potentially happen. But so what? You sell Scentsy. You can get a warmer for free or half price and replace it. Any of the risks are so worth the reward. So anyway, as you're going through your list of 100, these are things you're looking for. You're looking for people to ask about partying. Somebody, for example, the potential teammate that I talked to today, she works for Apple. Obviously, that's going to be a lot of coworkers, right? Like she works at a call center for Apple, right? So if this person was on my list of 100, I'd be like, oh, she works at a call center. That'd be a great person to do a bag party. Just spend 30 seconds thinking about each person on your list and ask yourself, how can they help me meet the most new people? Make a note of how they can do that and then approach them. So that's my challenge to you this week. Oh, I keep saying this week, but that is my challenge to you. I know that this can take a little bit of time. However, if you're sending text messages, if you're sending voice memos, things like that, you can power through this really quick. I'm not saying that you need to make phone calls, but I want you to really take your time with this and contact each person individually about the specific reasons why you've noted that you want to contact them. And your goal is to get them to give you the contact information for the person who's in charge of the fundraiser, or book the bag party, or book the home party, or whatever, ASAP. And I want to hear about your results. This is a program where we're interacting and we're working together. This isn't a program where I'm just talking at you and you're listening, right? Like this is all about your actions. You are not going to get to lead consultant and beyond by just thinking about these things, by just watching these videos and listening to me. You are going to get there by your actions and your actions alone. I'm wasting my breath if you don't breathe life into it. I can train you all day long. I can give you my best advice all day long. But if you don't breathe life into this content and you don't perform these actions yourself, you are not going to get the results, period. I wish there was a magical fairy that would come and do the hard things that we don't want to do, but there's not. It's just us. So get to work on this ASAP. And I want to see your progress. I want to see how you're going. Remember, you've got 48 hours to complete these challenges, 2 days to complete these challenges. This one I know could take a little bit longer. So I at least want to see progress. I at least want to see your notes. I at least want to see that you've talked to people, highlight them off as you've talked to them or whatever you want to do. So anyway, I'm super excited about this challenge because I know that if you do this, if you create this list of contacts and you start digging in, you are going to see tons of opportunity and your business is going to flourish and thrive. So get after it and let's get into that list of 100, you guys. All right, have a wonderful day and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.